I read her old diary entries, and I read all of the letters between her and B. And I would read and I would talk to her and ask her all sorts of questions because I really wanted to make sure that I knew everything that I could.
Hey everyone, I'm Anna Rumor with PopCulture, and today I have with me Mckenna Grace to talk all about Peacock's new series, A Friend of the Family. Welcome, how are you?
I'm so good, how are you?
I'm good, thank you for talking with me today.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. Well, going into playing Jan, tell me a little bit about how it was working with the real Jan. What kind of insight was she able to give you into your performance? What kind of conversations did you have?
It was entirely important to me. It was so important. It was one of the, it was the first question I had was like, how involved is Jan in all of this? Are her and her family okay with this show? And it was so important to me to have a connection, to be able to talk to Jan. And fortunately, she was so open with me and so honest. And that meant the world to be able to message her, call her and ask her questions and have her guidance, because I really wanted to make sure that I was doing her right.
Yeah, absolutely. Did she kind of give you any insight into how she was as a child or her family, or did she say, you know, make your own performance, do your own thing?
No, she totally gave all of us the go ahead to give a performance and to play. Because yes, this is her story, this is her life, these are her people, but it's also us playing characters, the character versions of that in scripted format. And of course, it's going to be a little bit different, and we're going to run with some things as actors. And she gave all of us so much freedom, which was so freeing and kind of her to do. But also, I really asked, I wanted to know. I would read, I read her old diary entries, and I read all of the letters between her and B. And I would read and I would talk to her and ask her all sorts of questions because I really wanted to make sure that I knew everything that I could.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's such an intense kind of situation and correspondence to dive into. How was it for you as an actor to put yourself in the place of Jan going through such a difficult and horrifying time?
It's frightening. It's frightening. And I just sit and I really do my best to try and put myself in what she was thinking. And there's always so much of a conversation to be had with the other actors in the scene and with the director before every single scene, because there is so much happening in her life. And it is such a complicated relationship that she has with B, not only just with B, but with her family after everything that has happened. And everything in her life is just so complex. So there's so much to figure out before every scene and during every scene. So it was a lot, but it was such an amazing process to be a part of.
Absolutely. And how much did you work with Hendrix to kind of keep things continuous? Did you do that at all, or was it just separately performing your versions of Jan?
I did. I spent the first 2-3 weeks that I was in Atlanta with her, hanging out, and I'd take her out for boba, and I would she would come over, and I'd watch her if her mom was out, or Gizmo, no, sorry, my dog's barking. But we would hang out, and she loved Gizmo, but I would try to pick up on little things, whether it was the way that she smiled and the things that she would do. And she would always pray in a specific way in the show, so I would have to mimic that. But it was also figuring out what Jan did in real life and doing that, but also trying to make sure that we're doing it the same. It was a fun thing to figure out.
Yeah, complicated, but you did such a wonderful job. Your performance in the show is really great. So I appreciate you taking the time to talk with me.
No, thank you so much. It was awesome talking with you.